Yeah.
We realized we didn't know what the heck we were doing. We were just buying homes and going on Tickety-Boo trying to figure this out on our own. We needed some training.
Yeah.
And so then all of a sudden, this Robert Kiyosaki was going to be in town in a hotel room. I'm like, oh yeah, but guess it wasn't him, unfortunately.
It was one of his
They
subsidiaries.
always do that. They always do that. I signed up for one of those real estate courses as well, and it was the couple.
Oh no, who wasn't?
Maybe Scott, I don't know. It was one of these HGTV couples, and they were like,
You just liked the girl.
That's
You
so
just liked the
adorable,
girl.
Neal.
Kim
Oh.
neither confirm nor deny why I was going, but it said real estate, and they like hyped it all up, and then I showed up, and unfortunately, due to circumstance, they can't come, but they're going to come on a little
here's
Skype.
Carl.
Yeah, exactly. Here's our guy Carl, and they're going to come on a Skype for 2 minutes, and you could tell it was pre-recorded because they were literally asking the questions, and there was like these delays. Like they would ask a question, and there'd be like a 3-second delay before the couple would answer back, and I was like, they're literally talking to a pre-recorded thing right now to create this real estate group. It was at the hotel downtown, actually. Anyways, sorry to cut you off. I just thought that was hilarious because I've experienced that.
Well, we were in person.
Yeah. Oh no, we were. Yeah.
Yeah, like so we were like sitting here. I was like really thinking maybe he'd come. I didn't know. This is before all this stuff was really going on.
No, totally. You'd expect him to be there. Yeah.
So, anyways, he wasn't there. Very disappointing. But this other guy was, and he said some pretty great things. And then they were giving out books and hanging $10 bills, and people are railroading each other to get up there. And end of the day, they sold us a 3-day course for like $300, or I heard it's a lot more now. Anyhow, so we're like, do we, don't we? Like, what do we do? Should we do this? Can we be anywhere for 3 days? We have babies, all around us. Anyway, so we did it. And this was just great. It was more of the same thing, but I did my like research before and found out like, is this a scam? I was all freaking out and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, so we learned some really cool things. So we're already like learning new stuff. And then we learned a little more new stuff. And now we're learning even more stuff here about real estate and all these amazing strategies and all this sort of stuff. But then after that course, you have to take the super duper course.
Yeah. The old classic.
Because otherwise, I equate this to teaching someone how to read and stopping at Q.
You're right.
In the alphabet. So I have these notebooks full of strategies and I can't do anything with it because I don't know. I don't know the other half.
Yeah. We get that occasionally. Someone will reach out and you can tell they're fresh out of some seminar and they've got all the acronyms in the world. And then now I want you, Mr. or Mrs. Realtor, to take it over the finish line. But they don't have actually anything in place. They've got a lot of book learning, but not necessarily a lot of doing. So did you upsell? Did you go to the other course or did you branch off again?
No, we went. We committed. We went. We were so programmed at that point when they were like, stand up if you're in. And so like, because it's all this NLP stuff. So we actually legit stood up.
They do that. Yes.
And then we're
No way.
we're the only ones. Who
Stand up if you what?
And you know what they said? They're like, great, go over there and pay.
Oh, this is the exact same thing that they did at the one I went to.
Stand up right now if you want to take control of your future. You stand up and then be like, all right, now go over here and pay.
Literally.
And then what are you gonna do? Sit back down like I don't want to take control of my future anymore.
Go over there and sign up, and then you feel like you have to. Yeah, you feel like you have to.
Reward.
There's like a group of people.
All weekend for being an action taker.
Oh my god! No,
amazing! I love it.
I don't know, but I did it. We did it, and it was a fortune, and we learned a lot of really great things.
Yeah, so there you go.
But they're in 3-day increments, and one thing we really did, the reason we were successful, or not successful, I don't know what you define successful, transactional maybe, we actually did the work. So we knew what this meant to us as a young family. We knew what this meant as a financial commitment. It was very, very expensive. It was a lot of 3-day things. When you have young children, that's something really to consider because our kids were really babies back then. And to even get care, we don't have any help with that. So we did it and we learned all these great, amazing strategies and we met all these great, amazing people who were all so keen. And it really kind of expanded our mindset and our way of learning. And that was fantastic. And but we really wanted to make sure we were getting our money's worth. And we really went out in the field and implemented at the exact same time.
As a group, like the group you went through with, or as you were taking the course, you were putting these things into action right away?
we were given the knowledge from the course, and my husband and I had to figure it out on our own when we were putting it in action.
Gotcha.
So real estate's very difficult when it's when you're doing it in real time than in a classroom.
Reading a book and being taught, it doesn't sound too bad, but it can be a little bit more challenging in person.
So then what was the first specific thing you did out of that course? Like, what did you take from it that most stands out that you put into action right away, for better or worse?
That's a really great question. I think that would have to be, it was either rent to own or wholesaling.
Oh, interesting. So I love people who find their lane in something very different than what I've done and that
what people traditionally expect when you're talking about real estate. There's, like we said, like last time, there's so many different options, and so stuff like that, again, wholesaling and rent to own are very alternative things that people don't necessarily think about automatically.
Yeah.
So, and those were just two, because those were things they touch on, but anything they taught me, I'd go out and do. So at the end of this course, our first year of real estate, we did over 100 transactions.
Wow.
Whether it was wholesales, assignments, everything, because we wanted to get our money's worth. So we were doing commercial real estate, residential real estate, land development, cottages.
I got to press pause here.
Wholesales, everything.
I got to press pause here so people heard that correctly, because this is a real person doing real things. Your first deal in real estate, first year in real estate after this, you did how many transactions?
Over 100 transactions year one.
Over 100 transactions in year one.
Now, so that we're clear, which is insane, and I'm not trying to describe, but she doesn't mean she's buying 100.
Yeah, but you're
properties,
doing
right?
100
plays. 100 plays within real estate, again. So it's not like you have to have $5 million ready to roll. But yeah, so and you did this through a method of wholesaling, saying, and other options?
And this isn't a good thing.
It's still impressive, but
I'm sorry, but then I thought I was it. Like,
oh yeah, you would have been.
I thought I was, and I always say Donald Trump before Donald Trump was Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Like I thought I was
feeling yourself.
Like,
yeah.
The Mac Daddy of real estate.
I've dealt with a couple people like that too.
I thought real estate was the only way to go. Active real estate's the only way to go. I'm so amazing. I had phones, and I lost my life for 3 years.
Oh my gosh!
I never saw my kids. I worked 20-hour days. We were both delusional. I don't know what we were doing, and we made $1 million in mistakes, and we wrote about it in our book called Real Estate Mistakes.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the day, we made a lot of money. So much, and then we lost so much, and it was just
how did you lose the money? Because that's always just as interesting as getting the money.
Yeah,
I'm not afraid to say I made mistakes. Everything I learned in real estate and from all those courses, because I learned too much and went too fast too soon. I'm a very excellent wealth consultant because there's very little I have not done in the industry.
So you were doing some land development, you were doing some rent to owns, some assignments and some things of that nature, and you had scaled up, and you did this, it sounds like, for 3 years, and then things started to go sideways?
Things were going sideways probably during the entire 3 years.
From a mental health bandwidth standpoint?
9 unfiled tax returns.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, that'll get you. That'll get you.
Yeah,
I had to get my ducks in a row. It took us years to even sort all that out. Like everything that I was taught and doing too much too soon, I had to undo and figure out really why am I doing this in the first place. And it was to be home with my kids, and I wasn't home with my kids.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I was
your
not
end goal.
authentic
Preach.
to myself.
Preach.
And it wasn't until someone looked at me in a mastermind, a business coach, who just shot me down right in the spot.
Yeah.
And just told me straight up, you're a fraud. Like, who do you think you are, lady? Like, you think you're busy and you're so successful just because you're so transactional? Because I was the same way, and I lost my life, and you're losing yours.
Yeah.
And why? If you were that successful, you wouldn't be doing so much. I thought I was one of those annoying people that went to the room and wanted 100 properties.
But it's hard. It's hard not to get down to that situation, because once you have success, I find it's addictive. Yep. You have success with 1 or 2 of these deals, or 1 or 10 of these deals, and then you immediately want to keep doing them because you're like, that wasn't so bad. I understand how the system works. I can multiply this by 100 and keep cranking it out, and so you're making money and you're going crazy with it. Yeah. I mean, yes, you might have missed some of the numbers here and there, but it's addictive when you're doing it. In real estate, it's sexy. Like, you can tell people, like, I cranked out 100 deals this year. People are like, oh,
totally.
Wow.
Oh, I own this property. I did this. I did that.
Saying that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did 100 deals this year, 100 whatever, like I did 100 this or that, whatever. Like, who are you even really impressing? If you're doing real estate right, you could change your entire financial landscape with 1 property.
Yeah.
And I have a webinar on that, how 1 property can change your entire financial landscape.
Yeah. I mean,
So
Easily.
yeah.
Easily.
If you'd actually realize what you're doing it for and can step back from the ego of, well, I'm doing it to say that I'm doing it, or for what you think is the good reason. We talked about this validation from outside and what it looks like when you're doing these things, and people often mistake action for progress and kind of don't look at the consequences.
When I was broke, I had rich habits.